Welcome to part 2 of equivalent fractions. Now we are going to learn how to identify fractions which are equivalent to each other when more than two fractions are given. Let's have a look. Okay, now when I give you four fractions like this and I ask you to identify for me which fraction does not belong to this group or which fraction is not equivalent to the other fractions, this is how you are going to solve your question. Okay, let's see. Let's pick up this first fraction 2 upon 10 and let's see that when I try to reduce 2 upon 10 to a simple fraction, what is the answer that I get? Now, as I told you in the previous part, we are going to see which multiplication table are 2 and 10 common in. Okay, let's start with the table of 2. 2 multiplied by 1 is 2 and 2 multiplied by 5 is 10, right? So we have 1 upon 5. 2 upon 10 is equivalent to 1 upon 5. So we know that these two are certainly not the odd ones out because they are equivalent to each other. Now let's check 3 upon 9. Let's reduce this one. The simplest way to check this fraction is to start with the table of 3. Okay? 3 ones are 3 and 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. So we can see that this 1 upon 3 is not equivalent to 1 upon 5 and 2 upon 10, right? But before we get our final answer, let's check the last fraction 4 upon 20 as well. Let's see. 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times 5 is 20. So we can see that 4 upon 20 is also equivalent to 1 upon 5. So the fraction which does not belong to this set is 3 upon 9 because it's not equivalent to 2 upon 10, 1 upon 5 or 4 upon 20. Okay. Now let's check this set. This is another example. We are going to check each fraction one by one. Now we know this that 1 upon 3 cannot be reduced to another fraction. It cannot be simplified any further. So we'll keep this fraction as it is. And we are going to check all the other answers. Let's start with 3 upon 30. 3 ones are 3 and 3 multiplied by 10 gives me 30. So we have 1 upon 10 as the equivalent fraction. Okay, 1 upon 10 and 1 upon 3 are not equivalent to each other, right? They are not equivalent to each other. So we are going to see which one out of these two is the odd one out. So for that we are going to check our next fraction, which is 3 upon 9. So 3 ones are is 3 and 3 threes are is 9. So 3 upon 9 is equivalent to 1 upon 3, which clearly shows that 3 upon 30 is probably the equivalent fraction. Why? Because 1 upon 3 and 3 upon 9 are equivalent to each other. But just to be sure, we are also going to check our last fraction, which is 5 upon 15. So 5 ones are is 5 and 5 threes are is 15, right? So we know that 5 upon 15 is also equivalent to 1 upon 3. So we can see that 1 upon 3, 5 upon 15 and 3 upon 9 are all equivalent to each other. Why? Because 3 upon 9 can also be written as 1 upon 3. If we know our tables right, we will be able to calculate the equivalent fractions very quickly. And we can also see that 5 upon 15 is equivalent to 1 upon 3, whereas 3 upon 30 is not equivalent to any of these three. So this makes 3 upon 30 the odd one out, and it is not part of this set. I hope you have understood these two tasks and these two concepts, and I hope you'll be able to solve your assignment easily. In case you have any questions, you can post your question on the stream and your teachers will help you out. Have a good day and happy learning.